Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You gotta work, bitch. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion. Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game.
Britney Spears is one of the most iconic pop stars in music history. Her journey from a small-town girl with a big dream to a global superstar is a story that defined a generation. Yet beneath the glitz and glamour of fame, her life has also been a tale of struggle, exploitation, and resilience. To understand Britney Spears fully, one must look at both her meteoric rise and her devastating fall, and how the real story is much deeper than what tabloids portrayed. Early life and the spark of stardom. Britney Jean Spears was born on December 2, 1981, in Macomb, Mississippi, and raised in Kentwood, Louisiana. From a very young age, Britney displayed extraordinary talent in singing and dancing. She joined her church choir and participated in local talent shows where her natural charisma stood out.
Thought I wanted fame, but I had no idea it was going to be like this.
Honestly, the whole thing, nobody can tell you what, it's like once, you can't be prepared in any way. It's just, it's...
At just 8 years old, Britney auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club, but was deemed too young. Still, her talent was undeniable, and she was referred to an acting school in New York City. That move gave her exposure to professional training and eventually landed her on Broadway. By the time she was 11, she became part of the Mickey Mouse Club alongside future stars like Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, and Ryan Gosling. This early training ground was where she learned discipline and performance skills that would later fuel her rise to superstardom. The breakthrough with Baby One More Time. In 1998, Britney Spears released her debut single, Baby One More Time, and the world changed overnight. The song was an instant global phenomenon, reaching #1 in multiple countries and selling millions of copies. The accompanying music video featuring Britney in a schoolgirl outfit became one of the most iconic visuals in pop culture history. At just 16 years old, she was thrust into the spotlight as the new face of teen pop. The single's success propelled her debut album to sell over 10 million copies in the United States alone, cementing her as a global star. Britney was not just another singer, she became the defining figure of late 1990s pop music, standing alongside boy bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but managing to overshadow many of them. Global domination and the pop princess era. Following her breakthrough, Britney continued to dominate the charts. Her second album, Oops, I Did It Again, released in 2000, broke sales records and solidified her as the reigning princess of pop. Her ability to blend catchy songs with provocative performances made her irresistible to fans and media alike. Britney became a cultural phenomenon, appearing on magazine covers, performing at award shows, and headlining massive tours. She was not just a singer, she was a brand. Teenagers idolized her, fashion trends were shaped by her style, and media outlets could not get enough of her. Yet as her fame skyrocketed, so did the pressures and expectations, the public scrutiny of her image. From the very beginning, Britney's image was a subject of public debate. She was marketed as the wholesome girl next door, but her provocative performances often drew criticism.
That would be an amazing experience. Are you aware that women seem to be dominating the chart right now?
Yes, it's amazing, and I think it's really, clever how we're all very competitive, which inspires all of us to each.
Many questioned whether a teenage girl should be presented in such a sexualized way. Interviewers repeatedly asked invasive questions about her body, her virginity, and her relationships, something that would never have been tolerated if directed at a male performer. Britney confessed later in her life that she felt trapped by the image forced upon her, and that the scrutiny often left her feeling powerless. The double standards she faced revealed the darker side of fame, where a young woman's success is overshadowed by the obsession with her personal life. The relationship with Justin Timberlake. One of the most publicized chapters of Britney's early career was her relationship with Justin Timberlake. The pair, who had known each other since their Mickey Mouse Club days, became a pop culture power couple in the early 2000s. Fans adored them, and the media followed their every move. However, when the relationship ended in 2002, it sparked one of the first major scandals of Britney's career. Justin released the song Cry Me a River, widely believed to be about Britney cheating, and the media painted her as the villain of the breakup. Britney remained silent about the details, but the public judgment was harsh. This episode not only damaged her image, but also marked the beginning of the media's relentless attacks on her personal life. The descent into tabloid obsession. By the mid-2000s, Britney Spears had gone from America's sweetheart to a tabloid obsession. The paparazzi hounded her day and night, capturing every move she made. Her marriage to backup dancer Kevin Federline in 2004 became another point of scandal, with critics accusing her of reckless behavior. When Britney became a mother to two sons, Sean Preston and Jaden James, the media shifted its focus to questioning her parenting abilities. Every misstep, from driving with her baby on her lap to late-night outings, was blown out of proportion. The constant harassment by paparazzi and the unforgiving tabloid culture took a serious toll on her mental health. The 2007 breakdown. Perhaps the most infamous moment in Britney's career came in 2007 when she shaved her head at a Los Angeles salon. The images of a bald Britney attacking a paparazzi's car with an umbrella became symbolic of her breakdown.
For this schedule, physically, mentally, is your voice ready? Are you ready to do this kind of work?
I'm definitely ready. I have sometimes training for 5 hours a day.
This period of her life was marked by erratic behavior, custody battles over her children, and multiple stints in rehab. The world watched as Britney's personal struggles played out in real time, often with cruel laughter rather than compassion. Yet behind the headlines was a young woman crumbling under the immense pressure of fame, exploitation, and personal pain. The conservatorship in 2008, following a series of hospitalizations, Britney Spears was placed under a legal conservatorship controlled by her father, Jamie Spears. At just 26 years old, one of the most successful entertainers in the world lost control over her finances, career, and personal life. While the conservatorship was initially presented as a protective measure, it quickly turned into a scandal of its own. For over a decade, Britney lived under strict rules, unable to make basic decisions without her conservator's approval.
An opinion of him before this?
I thought he was kind of rude. Yeah, that's, the idea that he gives when he's on the show. But
She continued to release albums, perform in Las Vegas residencies, and generate millions of dollars, yet she had no access to her own money or freedom. Britney later described the conservatorship as abusive and likened it to being trapped in a prison. The PE or Free Britney movement. As years passed, fans began to question the legitimacy of Britney's conservatorship. The Free Britney movement emerged, with supporters demanding transparency and freedom for the pop star. Initially dismissed as conspiracy theorists, these fans eventually gained credibility as court documents, and Britney's own testimony revealed the extent of her suffering. In a shocking court hearing in 2021, Britney spoke publicly about her experiences, saying she was forced to work against her will, medicated without consent, and prevented from making personal choices, such as having more children. Her testimony shocked the world and shifted public perception, turning Britney from a troubled star into a symbol of resilience and injustice. The end of the conservatorship and new freedom. In November 2021, after 13 years, the conservatorship was officially terminated by a judge. For the first time in over a decade, Britney Spears regained control of her life and finances. The world celebrated with her, recognizing the years of exploitation she endured.
I could sing till after I had the baby. What did you mean by that?
Well, I just felt like you get to a point when you start singing.
Britney's story became a turning point in conversations about mental health, women's rights, and the abuse of legal conservatorships. Though her career remains uncertain, Britney has expressed a desire to live life on her own terms, away from the constant demands of the entertainment industry. The legacy of Britney Spears. The rise and fall of Britney Spears is not just the story of one pop star. It is a reflection of the entertainment industry, the cruelty of media culture, and society's treatment of women in power. Britney rose to fame because of her immense talent and charisma, but she fell victim to a system that exploited her for profit while ignoring her humanity. Yet through it all, Britney has shown resilience. She survived the darkest chapters of her life and emerged as a voice for change. Her legacy is complex. She is the princess of pop, with hits that defined a generation. She is also a survivor of a system that stripped her of freedom. The real story of Britney Spears is not just about fame and downfall. It is about the strength of a woman who endured unimaginable struggles and still stands today. In the end, Britney's story is a cautionary tale about the price of fame, but it is also a reminder of the power of perseverance. The world watched her rise, the world watched her fall, and now the world watches as she writes her own future on her terms. Britney Spears is not just a pop star, she is a symbol of survival, strength, and the fight for freedom.